In the last couple of videos, we have talked about the 4% rule. And the 4% rule is a rule of thumb that helps you determine what can you spend safely in retirement without running out of money. Now, we've covered some of the pros and cons of that, but today I want to talk about how do you apply this type of thinking to your own personal situation. Now, of course, you don't have to follow the 4% rule the way that it's written. And we've talked about some reasons for not following it exactly. But in your own situation, what you want to think about is, what is your personalized spending plan? Think through the spending you're going to need in each of the 3 phases of retirement. And I talked about those 3 phases of retirement in an earlier video. But think through the spending that you're going to need in the go-go years when you're first retired. And then, how's your spending going to look in the slow-go years? It likely will be less. And then what will your spending be later in life in the no-go years when you might need some assistance with some of the activities of daily living? It could be more. And so think through your spending in those different phases, as well as cars you're going to buy, deductibles you might need to pay, things that you might do to the house, and other bigger ticket items that might not be included in that regular annual spending amount. Once you have a personalized spending plan, then think through your personalized retirement portfolio. The 4% rule assumed that everybody just stayed with 50% stocks, 50% bonds, and those were intermediate term government bonds, and kept that portfolio throughout retirement. That is not realistic. You're going to want to have a portfolio that is designed specifically to your situation that will support your cash flow at each of the different times, as well as give you the growth that you need to support your plan over your lifetime, however many years of longevity that you're needing to cover spending for. So once you know those things, you can stress test the plan. And you want to stress test it to determine what is your probability of success that this plan works for you. And think through what is the probability of success that you want it to have as you're stress testing. Now, the Benjamin plan assumed that the probability of success was 100%. He was aiming that in all situations, good years, bad years, it was 100% probability of success, because he wasn't making any adjustments to any of those plans along the way. He wasn't tweaking the spending or tweaking the portfolio or making any of the adjustments that we would make in real life. And so those people that had the better years in their retirement time frame, they ended up with a lot of money at the end that they actually could have used on themselves. And so you want to think through what level of probability of success makes sense that allows you to spend the money that you would like to spend on yourself in retirement, but would keep you at the most having to make minor adjustments along the way. And that is the probability of success that you want to aim for your situation. And so with that, I'd like to say, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, because we are here to help you be on your best path for retirement. And thank you, as always, for tuning in to this video.